In the early 20th century, a sense of change rippled through the world's navies. Dreadnoughts, massive warships with unprecedented firepower, were emerging. Italy, eager to maintain its naval strength, authorized the construction of the battleship. This mighty warship, named after the famed 16th century Genoese admiral, was to be a symbol of Italian naval power. Work began on in March 1912. The shipyard bustled with activity as thousands of workers toiled tirelessly. The ship's hull gradually took shape, a testament to Italian engineering. Finally, in 1913, the was launched. She was an impressive sight, a steel behemoth ready to defend Italy's interests. After years of fitting out and sea trials, the was commissioned into the Regia Marina in March 1916. Her main armament consisted of 13 305mm guns housed in 4 triple turrets. These guns could hurl heavy shells at enemy ships from a considerable distance. With a top speed of 21 knots, was a formidable addition to the Italian fleet. World War I was raging across Europe. And her sister ship, joined the Italian Navy. They were tasked with a crucial mission to contain the Austro-Hungarian fleet in the Adriatic Sea. The threat of these powerful battleships kept the enemy in check. However, the war at sea was different from previous conflicts. Submarines, a new and deadly weapon, lurked beneath the waves. Mines, silent and unseen, posed a constant danger. Both sides knew the risks of a full-fledged naval battle. Caution prevailed. They spent much of World War I in port. She conducted patrols and training exercises, but saw limited action. Her presence alone, however, was a powerful deterrent. The Austro-Hungarian fleet, aware of the might, avoided a direct confrontation. After the armistice, the continued to serve with distinction. She participated in various missions, including the suppression of rebels in Fiume in 1920. She also played a role in the Corfu incident in 1923, showcasing Italy's naval presence. However, as the years passed, a new threat emerged: the rise of air power. By the 1930s, it was clear that they needed an upgrade. Naval aviation was rapidly advancing, and the ship's defenses were inadequate. In 1937, they entered dry dock for a comprehensive modernization. It was a massive undertaking that would take 3 years to complete. The modernization transformed her outdated 305mm guns were replaced with more powerful 320mm guns. Her secondary armament was upgraded, and a suite of anti-aircraft guns was added. The ship's propulsion system was overhauled, increasing her speed to 26 knots. When they rejoined the fleet in October 1940, she was almost a completely different ship. World War II presented new challenges. Italy, allied with Germany, faced a powerful enemy in the Royal Navy. They was primarily tasked with escorting convoys to North Africa. These convoys were vital for supplying Axis forces. Her powerful guns provided protection against enemy warships and aircraft. In November 1940, the British launched a daring air raid on the Italian fleet at Taranto. The anchored in the harbour escaped unscathed. She was more fortunate than some of her fellow battleships, which were badly damaged. The raid highlighted the vulnerability of even the most heavily armed warships to air attack. They continued to patrol the Mediterranean, playing a crucial role in protecting Italy's supply lines. However, as the war progressed, fuel shortages hampered the Italian fleet's operations. They spent more time in port, her movements restricted by the lack of fuel. In September 1943, following Italy's surrender, was interned in Malta. After the war, they briefly served as the flagship of the Italian Navy. However, her time was coming to an end. In 1956, after 4 decades of service, they was decommissioned. She was scrapped in La Spezia, her steel hull dismantled. Once a symbol of Italian naval might, was no more.